Hey, I'm KimberlyMone't. I'm an actress, model, and writer. Originally from Virginia, moved to Los Angeles to pursue my dreams. My mission is to use my talent creatively to show that I did it and am doing it, and that you can do it too, whatever the it is for you. I've had many great conversations throughout my journey here in LA with a lot of eclectic people, and that inspired me to create my podcast, Relatable Kontent, to shed light on their perspectives on a wide array of topics, from love, relationships, career, family, and all things life in general. Now, these topics are solely based off of one's own life experiences. This is Relatable Kontent. I have with me today my beautiful co-host, Victoria.
Hi, I'm Victoria.
She is a creative artist extraordinaire, Black trans woman living her best life in America, you know? So Tori, Victoria says, you know, I'm glad to finally get you on the show, girl.
All right, girls, you've been trying to get me for a long time.
For a long time.
Everything is perfect timing, though.
And that's what we love to hear.
Yes,
Okay? So, all right, let me start off by saying this. So, you've lived in a lot of places, for the most part, born and raised on the East Coast, moved out here to the West Coast, Bay Area, LA, moved out the country. Girl, you, Australia?
Girl, yeah, I had to.
To the Outback?
You know, down under.
Down under? You know, girl? And then you move back here, so you back here. We love to see it.
Yes, ma'am.
So what I want to know, since, you know, the topic is it me or the idea of me with dating? Okay?
Okay.
So, in Down Under, what's some of your dating experiences? Like, how was it like, you know, what you learned? Because, you know, we got to learn something when we date. So, I want to know some of the tea and the Aussie.
Well, going down there, like, I really didn't have any expectations of, like, dating scene or anything. But I was really surprised because, like, a lot of people were open to the trans women there, because Aussies, they travel a lot. Like, they go to Thailand, Bangkok. So they are used to seeing, like, they call them lady boys.
Ooh.
So, like, they're used to seeing it. So they're more comfortable around it and they're more cultured. So dating there was, like, a breeze. There was no, like, transphobia.
Right.
None of that, girl.
So what lady boys? Okay, that's the first for me.
You never heard of lady boys?
No, I never heard lady boys.
Girl.
Learn me something real quick.
So they're from, like, Thailand area. That's what they call lady boys. There's a lot of, like, I guess it's strip clubs and, like, I don't really know for sure, but it's, like, strip clubs and, like, a red light district of, like, T-girls pretty much, but they call them, like, lady boys in that area. And, like, everybody traveling to go there, like, you know.
Okay. Come on, T-boys. Come on, T-boys, lady boys. So, when you was there, you said it was a breeze. So, like, what was one of the ones that, like, the most memorable, like, dating out there before we get back into the States? What was one of the ones that you were like, okay, you know,
Okay, girl, so I met this one guy. And, girl, it was just so different. It was just so different. He made me feel comfortable. Like, we went out to bars, movies. Girl, I met his brother, girl.
Come on, family meeting. What we don't do out here because they be so scared. But
I met his nephew.
Come on, family.
Yeah, I mean, like, girl, it was something sweet though. And then, you know, like, one weekend he was like, I'm about to go away to, like, a vacation home. You want to come with me? Like, why not?
Come on, let me live my life.
Cute.
We love to hear this. Okay. Now let me see. So now in general, I'm gonna jump to America at this point. Okay. So in America, over here, what's the difference from there to here? Like, what'd it be like in your experience?
the American men are more like not open to me. Like they're more closed off, not worldly. Since like the Aussies, like they traveled a lot, so they see a lot. A lot of people, men in like Los Angeles, have only like just been in California, so they really haven't seen the world or like seen different shit. So they're kind of like close-minded. And
that's not okay, because first of all, I need you to be a little bit more exposed, experienced. This is 2021.
You know,
we done been through a whole pandemic.
You
ain't, you ain't sitting home and figure something out by now. Like, what's the tea? So, like, the next thing I want to say is, like, so basically off of the topic, like, is it me or the idea of me? So, like, do you ever have those moments of, like, you talking to someone and you like, are you just infatuated with me, or you just doing this to check a box off to say that you did this, or like you fetishizing me, like you know, romanticizing me? Like, is that something you came across? Right,
it's a thing, especially with being a trans woman, with it being like taboo mostly. So it's mostly a fantasy for a lot of the men that are into us. So you get that aspect, and then you get the white men that are interested in the black trans women.
Here we go.
Who just want, you know,
here we go.
To worship a black woman. And just, I ain't for that. I'm not about to feel you for fantasy.
But how you so when you come across that, right? So like, I know for me, I've had those moments too, like as far as dating outside the race, because you know that was gonna be my next question. But like, I'm gonna ask you that, but I'm gonna say this first. Okay. But dating outside the race is like, also it's like you can feel that at a certain point, like, oh, your skin or your hair or something. Is like, why are you so infatuated with the regular you know, just me in general? Like, what is it? Because you're making me feel weird.
Exactly.
Like, what's happening? So like, when it be happening, like, do you have a sense of discernment in the beginning, or do it take you like a little bit of time to really like get into that mode to feel like, okay, I feel like you kind of you know, you.
I feel like you can pretty much tell from jump because they kind of like slotted in there, and it was in some like the conversation.
What they be saying? Like,
just like it's a little X-rated, girl. So I don't want to say it, but you know, it's just fantasy stuff. It's just like, okay.
I don't even want to say it's a process. It's more like why? Like, I get it when they have these moments, and you know, that's what I was saying. For me, it's like when I feel that, it's like what, like I said, like the skin, the hair, the blah blah blah. Like when you have these moments of dating outside your race necessarily. But like aside from that, I want to know like your actual take on when you do date outside your, like, you know, if you have though, you know.
Yeah, I went on a date Monday with this Middle Eastern guy, girl. So it was. We went to this restaurant for lunch, and we sat outside. And while he was inside paying and stuff, I was outside, and it's like a black guy sitting right there, girl. And I was like, girl, he about to gag when this guy come out. So when he came out, I was just like, I don't know, it wasn't nothing with the guy, because he was fine to me. Right. It was just like, okay, what is this black man saying right now? Just being with this Middle Eastern guy, but I paid it because he was fine. But it just was things like that. If it may not be directed to the person, like just like other people outside the situation. Right.
I feel it, because it's always like I said, for people who, if you date outside your race or whatever, you have those moments of like when you are out and you come across the, you know, your ethnicity that you are, and they give you this side look or this dirty look or whatever, and it's just like, I'm sitting here thinking in my head like, why you look like you don't even know the situation. You don't even know. Don't judge me. You don't even know right now. Like, maybe I'm trying to figure something out. Maybe I'm just having fun. I don't know. I've dated outside my race. I've dated white men, a Korean man, Hispanic. Like, I've dated them, and I understand exactly what you're saying. Like, I've literally had that moment. It's like, and they're very attractive men. They were all, you know, like I said, you got to be 6 foot to ride this ride. So they all be fairly attractive, but it's just like, and within me, I know the man that I will end up being with, and I know that will be a black man. But it's just a part of the experience. Like, I feel like for them too, like, so for the most part, like, whatever. But you get those looks, and it, for me, it may be the same for you, but like, the first time that happened, I felt uncomfortable. I was like,
like adjusting myself, like then like I couldn't. I was like, damn, like what's happening? Like which way I gotta sit? So I can only imagine, like what, like how?
It was a lot. So we were sitting. We were gonna eat our food there. We was like, let's go to a park because we were both like uncomfortable. And the date was better.
But see, and that's the thing too. Like as far as like the clothes matter, and so like that probably wouldn't even be the situation, like you said, out of the country, or like in Australia or whatever, like UK, like somewhere like that, where it's more like we think that we're open and like we're in LA and it's like progressive and people are, but you still get that. Like it's so interesting to me that that's literally the stigma still. Like you never know what a person wants to do, like what they're doing, you know, in that moment. Like let them be great.
Exactly.
I mean, I've had moments. Okay, now I'm gonna say this. I have did a double take before with certain interracial couples, and I'll be like looking, I'm like, ooh, oh, that's interesting.
Right.
Like, but it's never like, why he with her, why he with him, why she with him. It's never that. It's just like, it's not the normal black and white. When you see is, you know,
if it's not an interesting looking couple.
Right. In my apartment building, it's an old Korean woman and a Hispanic man.
Oh.
Exactly. Exactly. I saw that. I was like, oh no. Oh, I have never.
I fell in love in a hopeless place.
In a hopeless place. Okay. We love to see it. Okay. Tap tap. Now I'm gonna get into this other part. So you are a member. What is it called? A member? Is that what a member of? Okay. Okay. You got your black card in the LGBTQIA community. So like, I'm gonna say, what's the most, or I don't want to say like difficult, but like kind of like challenging parts of being in the community and then dating men, because you like a specific man.
I do.
You know.
Yeah, I like
the trade.
The trade. And dating the trade is not it. It's not it.
But let me. So for those of you who may not know, you know, if you're not, what is it, intellectually, vocabularily inclined to know what trade is in the community, trade. Victoria, you feel like.
Let me tell y'all what the okay. Let me tell you what the trade is. So a trade is like a masculine presenting guy, any race. That can be amongst other straight men, but his T won't be clocked.
Okay.
So like, he can get down with like the chains or like femboys or other men, but like can nobody tell.
Okay.
So that's what trade is.
So if we're looking at trade, so like for a visual for people that's listening or whatever, so like looking at the trade, and I've been cousin come over here. No, I've been saying the trade.
Okay, come over here.
The call you come over. No, I'm about to bring in the visual of some trade. Let me just get a.
This is a masculine presenting. We love to see them.
You know, we just, you know, from when you look, you see, you know, you make. Come on to step in and do a PA turn. You know.
What's poppin'? What's good?
Come on.
Trade.
So okay, we so it's a visual. We understand. Okay.
But most trade, they are discreet. So like dating is not. They don't really date the trade. They just come up to your house and you just function or kiki at the house.
Oh, see, I didn't know that too.
Yeah. Now some trade are bold.
Okay.
Like, they don't mind it, but I really wouldn't. You really can't classify them as trade.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, so like most trade just want to come over
and
just kick it in the house.
So, so that's the thing too, like the whole Netflix. So for me, it's just like, can we go out? Like, I feel like I would want to have that moment, you know. But like,
yeah, and see, I be wanting to have those moments, but you can't really have those moments with the trade. You gotta be a specific type of guy in order to like go out to the bar, party, whatever. The Benji trade, the fuck niggas, they going to just chill in the house.
Okay.
And I'm trying to stop
dealing
with them. Yeah, but it's just something about them, girl.
It's
just something about
it's the masculinity. It's the
it's just
yeah. We love to hear it. We need the grit of the trade. Look at you. We love to hear it. Okay.
Now, my next thing, I'm gonna just take a sip because I'm getting a little parched. I want to say part of it is, I know people, you can't help who you are naturally, like drawn to, or who you vibe with, who you connect with. So that's why all of it goes hand in hand. So it's like, is it me or is it the idea of me, and blah, blah, blah. So like, I've had moments of like, I'm like, guys would be like, oh, your vibe, your energy, you so boom, boom, you so chill, you so this, that, and the third, and all that. And like, I know I'm laid back. I know I'm this. I'm drama free. I can be a drama queen sometimes, but within reason. But also it's like, don't just take that for face value and just like, oh, well, she's not going to trip out. She's not going to have these moments, or she's not going to do that. Oh, she's a strong black woman, so I can boom, boom with her and all that. Like, because what you're not going to do, sir, is poke the bear.
Exactly.
Because you poke the bear, this fire going to come out, okay? And I try to keep it in. But it's like, it gets to those points. So I'm like, when I say that people can't help but be naturally drawn to you, do you know, like, do you feel that, like, like, what's your...
I do, yeah. You can definitely feel energy.
Right.
But sometimes it just lingers there because I'm not gonna say nothing. I would want them to say something like, grow a pair. Stuff to me. I feel the energy. If you like what you see,
right.
Say what's up.
And then what if they don't? Because I know a lot of times, like my Kobe, he was on like saying what a guy will make eye contact or something, and like had these moments, or even for females to male, like whatever, it's like somebody makes eye contact, but it's so saturatedly and like kind of like just oversaturated that people just would rather say something like make eye contact with you and then don't even approach you, and then maybe hit you on the app or something. Like why? What?
I don't know, but the first thing that came to my head is like rejection. But that just needs to not to be the case, right? Because I know you feel the energy because I feel it.
If I'm looking at you from across the room, I'm looking at you, looking at me, looking at you.
So it ain't gonna be no rejection.
Okay, so what's happening? What's speak now, forever hold your peace.
For the next trade,
okay. Now look, I'm gonna say, my patience be thin sometimes with these situations. Let me put my drink down because I'm thinking about the moments that I've had of just trying to like, step outside of myself and do something different, so dating, like I said, like, is it me or the idea of me? So like, it'll be times where I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm not going to give you so much of me. Like, I'm just going to, be real cordial, cool, chill. Then even doing that, it was at a moment, this one guy, he was just like, oh, well, I didn't even know that you really liked me like that. Like, I didn't know. You were just so chill. I couldn't tell. You get in my time, sir.
Right.
You in my face, you in my space, we going out. Like, what? I need to, these are my confessions to you. Like, what?
You need dissertation, honey?
Like, what do you need?
And see, for me, it kind of be the other way. Like, I don't know how to let people know that I'm really into them.
But so why is it like hard though? Like,
I guess like I'm so used to being like ghosted or like or just not being the one.
Right.
It's just like, okay, let me protect myself.
So that wall. But and that's the thing too. So like I think, and this is something else I want to talk about on another one as far as like the ghosting and all that. But like I feel like we're grown. Like, and I practice that too. I believe I said that in the first season about like me letting the guy know that I wasn't into him, because I feel like I can't be trying to manifest what I'm manifesting and then doing what I'm doing in a dating scene, and then I'm going to completely just shut a person out and not say anything to them and like not communicate that. Right. That's important. Like if you feel like, now in the beginning, if it's just been a date, that don't count. Like, all right, you can. I'm saying like if we done had 4 or 5 days, we hanging out, and then all of a sudden it's Casper. All of a sudden this echoes and crickets. It's like, what is that? Because it's like that's that messes with your mental sometimes
really
too,
do.
because you know.
And it messes with your confidence. So like, I know I'm the shit.
Okay.
Like, why is it not working?
What?
Like, what's up?
What's the disconnect here?
You ghosted me?
Okay, you ghosted she. You ghosted we. Oh. What we do? But that's the thing. Like, it's like, I think with that is just more so like, and like I have a lot of like actual male friends, like platonic male friends and all that, and like I'm gonna have more of them, you know, coming for later episodes and blah blah blah. But like sometimes they look at it as not wanting the confrontation, because they look, oh well, if I had this moment with her and you know I say this and be completely upfront and honest, it's gonna be some pushback or some backlash. It's going to be some type of debate or drama.
And see, I be having an issue with that when people assume that you're like other people. That
exactly. Like don't group me. I'm not them. Give me fair chance. I gave you fair chance.
Right.
That's the thing. Like
I'm not them. So talk to me. We could move past it. I promise you.
Move past it.
Right.
Like what's the tea? Now, okay, we did have a conversation before, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring you on. And we were talking about like guys that you either date, talk to, whatever, that they're more comfortable talking to you and then opening up to you more so than me, what is cisgender female. So what do you like? Can you like really, you know, let the people know, expand on that? Cause
okay, so it's just I guess since I definitely have a chill personality and I'm relatable, I don't judge. So whenever the trait will come over to my house or just whenever I hang out with them, they definitely feel comfortable. So the mask that they put on for society starts to come off. Okay. And then their true self comes out. And it'd be so beautiful to me.
That's what I was like, what is that about? Because I don't ever feel like you don't
they're gonna have that because you're a strong black woman.
See, and that's
and they don't want, cause I don't know why, but I love to see it. Just to see like their true authentic self masculine. Yeah. And we just vibing. It's like it just be so chill.
So when they do, let's say, so like you said, you love to feel like you love to experience that. So like, do you know like off the top, like just an example, so that way it can kind of like flow in to like have the mental picture of like how that situation goes. Yeah. I know you trying to be PG slightly.
I'm not saying any names.
I know. That's okay. Yeah.
But I was talking to this one guy, and he was like street thug, like gangbanger.
Out here in LA.
No. Out here in LA. This is not LA.
Oh, okay.
Let me think about LA then.
No, go to you do that one. Do that one. Yeah.
Because it's a good one, girl. So a picture of gangbanger, all it is. Okay. Like been shot, stabbed. Okay. That guy. Okay. He tells me when we're like, maybe not the first time, maybe like second, third, fourth time, I don't know. That like he said I was supposed to be like you.
What?
Yeah. So I'm like, hold on, what you mean? Ooh. And then he was saying how he used to like wanted to like dress up and have like in private, and then like until one day that his dad said that he saw something different, and then like he just stopped it. So whenever we were together, like he would want me to like bring a mini skirt or something like that. And I wasn't judging. I was like, okay, right. It was cute to me. This macho ass dude, like, trusting me to like not judge him, right? Like, so he can be comfortable.
Be comfortable.
And girl, he'll put it on. Girl, put on my lip gloss and stuff.
Come on.
And we just kiki.
See, that's and I think that's like the part of it. I feel like society does put the pressure on people to like not really be, their true selves, whatever it's like, for whatever it's worth. Like, just, that's the problem. Yeah. And I think that's what causes a lot of stress, really tension, anger, hatred. And then there's another that can be a whole nother episode about hate crimes and all that. It's like, it's just like, why? But I do enjoy hearing that, because that was something that, like, it resonated with me when you told me about that. And I was like, I get that perspective of that, because I didn't even think about it that way, that some men trade or whatnot, they feel more comfortable in this moment with the trans woman, because you relate, and it's like, and they can be free, and they can let the weight of the world go off their shoulders, just for, even if it was for an hour, So I get that, and I would I would like to see how that feels, as far as, and not on the level of, like, because I'm not dating a trade, right? But never do, I ain't dating a trade. Never do. I ain't gonna say nothing. I done made it. I don't know, but I ain't gonna keep that there. But all I'm gonna say is, let me sip.
God, man, out, child.
Because I was about to be early with that, and it's time for us to get a refill off camera. But I think, like for the topic is mainly like me, or the idea of me, and I think it is a beautiful thing for people that's listening and watching to know that, like, if you feel some type of discernment or whatever about a person that may be trying to fetishize you, or you're not sure if they just like you or the idea of you, meaning what you have, what you're bringing to the table, what is going to make them look like or feel like, like, it shouldn't be that. Like, it should be like, see me for me. Like, don't look at me from a selfish perspective. Like, look at me from, the human perspective. Like, that's what it's about. You dating to get to know people. Like, don't come at me with that. Don't do me. Please don't. Don't do it. But, sometimes clarification be needed. I feel like we should normalize, moving forward, stating your piece at hello. Because you're not going to don't waste my time. Don't be sitting here making me feel like something else, and you got an ulterior motive, or you just trying to check a box. Or you just trying to experience your experience or whatever when you dating a person. Like,
don't play in my face.
Don't do it.
Because when you do it, shame on you, baby.
Okay.
Shame
okay.
On you.
Shame.
You're not gonna like what's coming.
Okay. Okay.
You're not gonna like it.
So, sir, I'm gonna tie it up, because I enjoyed our chat.
Me too. This was real cute.
She's cute. So what's your, you got some closing remarks on the whole me, or idea of me, and just in dating and like that perspective in general for the people?
I would just like to say that the men who are into trans women, to just let it be known. Who cares what anybody thinks? Do what you do. I would also like to say to the black women, or just anybody who feel some type of way about a black man dating a trans woman, to get over yourself, sis.
Get over yourself, sis.
Get over yourself, girl. I'm here too.
Okay.
Period.
She matters.
Yes, ma'am.
Black lives matter. Black trans lives matter.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Stop killing us.
So, guys, girls, everyone, this is Relatable Kontent. Season 2. She's been greenlit for future seasons. So we will return with other co-hosts on future episodes. But I do thank you guys for tuning in, watching, listening.
To Relatable Kontent.
To Relatable Kontent with my lovely co-host, sis, Victoria.
My Instagram is Victoria Pope. You should know how to spell Victoria.
Okay.
And it's Pope.
Pope. Okay.
Period.
Pope. Bye, guys, girls, everybody. Love you. Until next time.